Welcome back to the last phase of personal development planning. Like we have said the other time, in ensuring you plan well, you must ask yourself critical questions. The number one question is, what do I make out of my life? What do I want to make out of my life? As an educator, you must be able to answer these questions very well, knowing fully well what you want to use your life to do. Most people usually find this area difficult because they are not clear of the direction they are going. But as an educator, my usual professional advice is that since you are an educator, you are giving life to people. The major products that should come from your life is how you want to raise the next generation of leaders. Your major primary focus should be impact, influence, and innovation. Impact, influence, and innovation. Ability to impact as much life as possible, even beyond the classroom. Beyond the classroom, your ability to impact a lot of people within the classroom, to impact them positively so that they also become an agent of impact. Your ability to influence them so that they change from good to bad, from bad to good, and from good to better, and better to the best. You are able to influence them, influence their decisions, influence their purposes sometimes, so that you can get the best out of them. And then ability to innovate, come out with ideas and plans and activities that changes lives. So whatever your focal point as an educator is the ability to change and transform life. Now, if you are able to answer this question of what do you want to make out of your life, the next thing should be what are your goals and your ambition. Your goals and your ambition. Answering the question requires that you take a deep reflection of what should be your goals. But before you achieve this, you must first have clear what do I want to make out of my life question very well, so that you have clear you are clear about what you want to make your life to do. That is purpose. What is your purpose? What is your mission? What is your what are you looking at the end of probably whatever time you want to use as your professional life, even beyond that professional life, throughout your life? What is the one thing that you want people to continue to say, oh, that man, when you talk about impacting millions of people, you can point to him. When you talk about changing life, you can point to him. When you talk about raising chemists alone, you can talk about it. When you talk about helping people financially, you can talk about him. So a single definition, and of course, if you are able to define that, you now break it down to goals. What are your goals? Let me give an instance of myself. The primary thing that I want to make out of my life is to impact millions of people. Now, in fact, to be very now specific, I'll come to goals. My goal is to impact at least 100 million people. That's my goal in classroom and beyond the classroom. So my goals now, since I have a target of 100 million people, my goal is now every single year I want to impact about 10 million people. Now that's a long-term plan. That's a long-term goal. My short-term goal is to start with about just 100 people direct impact every year. From there, I follow the rule of multiplicity from 100 to a million, from a million to 10 million. But I will explain this one later. Now, your goals and your ambition, once you know your purpose, you can establish your goals and your ambition. Your purpose is what you break down into goals and ambition. So goals helps you to break down your purpose into bit by bit, year by year, month by month, day by day. And then the last question you must be clear about is what is currently standing in your way in achieving that. Personally, for me, mine is finance. I want to be able to teach. I want to be able to go to schools, teach students very about career, a lot of things. Of course, organize programs, teach beyond the class, even within the classroom, help them learn about leadership, influence, etc. So this is quite important to look at what is standing in your way. When you get a perfect view of whatever is your obstacle, part of the plan is also to create a plan to challenge that and find a solution to it. That's part of the plan. So answering these critical questions are important to strategic and effective planning. Now we talk about taking the right steps. What are some of how do you plan? In a simple way, number one, you look at establishing the purpose and direction. To plan yourself well, your development well, you must be able to answer this question: what is the purpose? Where are you heading to? Number two is identifying development needs. What are your needs? What for the goals that you want to achieve? What are the things that are deficient that you need to develop? For instance, mine is one of my development needs is ability to convince people to buy into my vision of impacting 100 million people. Of course, that was then. Now I know how to convince people, and through that learning, I've been able to create 2 organizations that are doing that currently. I remember one of my experience was to tell people, to tell young people like me, and tell them I have this project, I have this vision, I want to use my life for this, and I want you to join me. I want you to join me. So I was able to convince them, even convince people in authority that these are my visions and these are what I want to achieve. So you have to be able to identify your development needs. Yours might be habit, skills, might be some knowledge, etc. When you identify your needs, then you can look at development opportunities around you. I will talk about development opportunities. There are lots of opportunities to develop yourself. That is the truth. Have it at the back of your mind that there are lots of opportunities to develop yourself. Some of the opportunities are programs, even online programs. I remember that it was through one online program, Mogi Leadership School, that I learned. That gave me a basis for wanting to learn leadership more. I have started learning leadership for a very long time, but that program is a 1-month program. aroused my interest to learn about leadership more, and I started that journey from that place. So online programs, and I think I remember I paid 1,000 naira. That this is one of development opportunities, because you have come here to learn about branding, how to brand yourself, social media branding, and how to develop yourself. These are development opportunities. It could be a coaching opportunity, it could be on-site programs, it could be even a development partner, it could be through a mentor. So another one is formulate action plan. Once you identify the opportunities, formulate an action plan. One of the things, let me now start sharing my personal experience with you. I remember doing the first area of development that I focused on was my leadership. When I established that purpose, that I want to become a very strong leader, and I identified that to be a leader, you must be able to communicate effectively, you must be able to relate with people, you must be able to negotiate your way, you must be able to create vision, etc. I listed about 10 development needs: critical leadership qualities, skills, habits, people, and etc. When I begin to look at each and every of them. I remember I started with some leadership quality. One of them was ability to relate with people. I remember that I was looking for different opportunities. I get to know about a particular program, that Mogi that I said, and then I enrolled. And one of the things that made me to enroll for that program is that I was told that you are expected to at least meet with 90% of people there, and then be able to form a good relationship before the end of 1 month. So I saw it as an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity to really improve my relational ability. So during that time, I took that opportunity when we started the program to relate with virtually everybody. And the major thing that I also did was to create a plan for it. That we were 100 then. I said every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm going to be discussing with 2 or 3 persons. And one of the things I also did, again, the specific thing, I went to their Facebook page to learn about what they do, and the specific thing I was going to discuss with them. That action plan alone did not only allow me to learn how to relate with them, but more importantly, created the organization called 3D Africa. You can check the website 3dafricau.org. I was from that discussion, it leads to creating an organization that can impact young Africans. So when you identify development opportunities, create a plan. If it is a program, when are you going for that program? How long will it last? What are some of the things you want to learn from it? Then are you going to make payment? Is it going to be online? Going to be on site? When are you going? All this must be well documented. And then of course, the next one is for you to undertake development. Part of your planning is to undertake development. When is the development process? When is it going to start? When is it going to end? What are the processes that are in between? And of course, what are some of the things that are required for you to do? So as you undertake those development, make sure that you are recording your outcome. Okay, after one week, what difference has it been with me? What difference has it been with me? So you look at it, you record your outcomes. The outcomes of, okay, I am doing this, I've started doing this, I have started doing this, I have started doing this, and then that will lead you to review and evaluation. After recording your outcomes, you must be able to review and evaluate. Okay, these are some of the results I am seeing now. Does it tally with the objective that I want to achieve? Does it tally with the time frame that I have set? Does it am I really moving fast or slow? And then am I really maximizing the opportunities that I have? etc. You must be able to review and evaluate. I always suggest that your development process, you record the outcome daily and review weekly. I always suggest that you record your outcome daily and review weekly. And then of course, all these how to plan are strongly recommended from 1 to 7. When you are starting a development process, make sure you establish a purpose. What is the purpose of that process that you want to undergo? Even if it's just a coaching session, what is the purpose? A good coach will ask you, why are you here? And we are in an era where educators must begin to see these different opportunities to develop themselves. Why? Because most people believe that because they are educators, they are not well paid and the likes. I think we have trashed out that because they do not need it. These are times that you need even one-on-one coaching so that you can achieve your objectives on time. Sometimes you need the driving force. Sometimes you need a good coach to sit you down and to discuss with you and help you plan and help you execute and follow you through, hold you by your hand so that you can achieve. You can do more beyond the classroom than you are doing now. You can achieve more beyond just collecting monthly salary. you can be more beyond just becoming an educator. So this is quite important for you to know. So when you consider all of these planning exercises or planning steps, you are able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. We are going to be sharing some slides with you, some templates with you during the coaching and mentorship session that will also help you. Remember, a good plan will lead you to a very good action, and good actions always produce results every time. You need that result because you are made for more. Thank you.